All right, welcome, my friends, to the free birthday call of Ignite Your Spark. I have been giving away a call or something for my birthday for over a decade now, and it's one of my favorite things to do is just to give back. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you who ever chooses to play with me and allow me to contribute to you that this is one of my ways of giving back to you. So I'm so grateful you guys are here. And so this topic is really interesting, ignite your spark. And when I first did it, I'm like, yeah, and then I move on with my life, right? I hear the whisper of what the title is, make the graphic, do the landing page or the checkout page, and then I move on with my life, right? And then a couple days before I start researching, those of you who have been on some of my calls before know I love my research. I love looking shit up. And a really interesting thing occurred when I was preparing for this call. I got really pissed off. And that was very interesting about how mad I got while researching things about Ignite Your Spark. And I'm like, in the peculiar way I am, I'm like, well, that's a very interesting reaction, Donnielle. What are you mad at? And I think what I finally got to was so much of the other people's points of view about like ignite your spark, do this, don't do that, or whatever. Most of them didn't have very many pragmatic tools, but the majority of them came from the point of view that you're broken, from the point of view that you're not enough. And I finally got them like, that's what's really pissing me off. Because one of the reasons I wanted to do the Ignite Your Spark is, if you haven't noticed, the world is interesting. At time of recording, the world is interesting, shall we say. And so, yes, so I know a lot of people who are asking questions about a lot of things. So there's some people who are like, woohoo, this is amazing. And other people are like, is it amazing? What's going on? And am I amazing? And so it was like, whether you're excited or whether you have a moment of doubt, that was the impetus, is like, let's get together and brighten our sparks no matter where it is, right? And so, but for me, I never came from the point of view that like, because you don't have a spark or that it's put out or that you're not enough. So it was really interesting in my research. I'm like, I find it so interesting that so many other of these influencers are like, I watched this one guy's video. I could only make it through 2 minutes, and it was only 2.5 minutes, and it was too long. And he was like, "What I'm perceiving is that you're just." I won't even get it. I won't even bring his energy because it wasn't fun. But it was that you weren't enough and that you were broken. So let me say straight out. I'll get it. I have a lot of pragmatic tips and tools because that's what I like. But let me say straight out. It's never that you're not enough. It's never that you are broken. Some days you may feel less. I get that. But that's a moment in time, and it's just an intensity of an awareness of energies. But you are not broken. You are more than enough. As a matter of fact, what's really interesting is in a lot of my research with this is oftentimes we've been judged as too much and we've been asked to dim our spark. And you know what I say to that? Fuck that shit. Exactly, flip them off. Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, and then they come and tell us, oh, well, you aren't enough or you're broken or missing. And you're like, excuse me, I did exactly what you asked, because if I was truly me, you said I was too much. Well, that's what I have to say to that. That's my eloquent way of saying that today. Okay. So, going from the place of igniting your spark, making it shine brighter, because this call was for everybody, whether it was like I said, you're bright and shiny and happy, or you're like, yeah, I could always be brighter and shinier, or you're like, I need a little help, I need a little bit of um, fuel, shall we say, so your spark shines brighter. That's what we're here to do today. Um, and like I said, I have a lot of pragmatic, actionable tips to do because I'm all about my screen working, but I'm all about we can do the experiences as much as we want, but if we don't take the actions, nothing will actually change. And so I like to do the tips and tools actually invite you to change instead of just like, oh, that was a fun experience. Okay, but I'm still in a pile of poo. Okay. And spoiler alert, at the end of the call, but I'm going to say it now too, I'm going to challenge you guys to take one of these tips, at least one, and implement them in the next 24 hours. Just one. And don't worry, I'll do a PDF. Feel free to take notes if you want. But I already know I'm my peeps. You're like, tips? Do you have it written down? I do, as a matter of fact. So I will put a PDF in the replay link as well. Okay. Because I know you guys, I know me. I would want a PDF of all the tips too. But that is my challenge. Use one of the tips, implement it in the next 24 hours. So just have that in your head as we're going through. One is going to light you up, one you're going to go, I can do that. Okay, cool. Do at least that one in the next 24 hours. Because I can talk at you until I turn blue in the face, but I can't choose for you. Oh, that I wish I could. And I wish I could take the actions for you. I wish you guys could take the actions for me. Tell you what, I'll do it for you if you do it for me. Okay? All right, thanks. Deal. Yay. Some of you have been in my house. You know where I live. Come on over. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. So as we're talking today, please think and ask which one can I implement right now that will actually flame up my spark. Whether you think it's so dim that you can barely see it, or that it's already so bright that everybody can see it, cool. Then I want the whole universe to see it. Okay. So which one can you implement in the next 24 hours? All right. Here we go. So what the hell am I talking about with spark in the first place? Okay. You're like, okay, thanks, Donnielle, but what the hell is a spark? So, and it was interesting, some of the definitions that came up as I was doing my research. And one of the words that came up again and again and again, it was one of the ones that pissed me off, was potential. I don't know about you, but this potential thing really kind of pisses me off because it's telling me I'm not it now, that it's always in the future. So I'm going to throw that one out the door because you are enough now. It's not about what you can be tomorrow. It's about who you are already and just maybe polishing it up a little bit. Okay. So I'm throwing out the potential one. But the other ones I liked, it's like your purpose, your inner drive, what it makes you to feel come alive, what you're naturally good at, or what deeply motivates you. And this is one I like too. It's tapping into the wisdom already within you and learn to embrace all parts of you. Okay. So I like that. That's the spark. And another thing I thought was really interesting in my research is a lot of people were doing end results of spark. Let's get your spark lit. I'm like, well, having a spark or that inner light is not a destination. It's not someplace you stop. It's someplace that you grow every single day. Sometimes it may shine brighter, some days not as bright, but you know what? It's there every day. It is there every day, contributing to you because you are contributing to you, okay? It's who you are. And my notes say resilience, motivation, purpose, authenticity, self-discovery, and enthusiasm. to create something powerful, and that is you. And, in this self-discovery one, I thought was interesting too, because it's like, I've come across so many people who are like, well, if you're self-discovering, then you're not you yet, and then you don't have the power and the potency. And I'm like, oh my gosh. You guys can see where I'm starting to get, where I got so pissed off on my research of like, who are you guys talking to? We're not broken. We are enough. Self-discovery is not a weakness. Self-discovery is not meaning that you're less. Self-discovery is just getting rid of any believed limitations so that you can actually let your spark and fire shine brightly. Which actually leads me to my very first pragmatic tip and tool. Hold on. I am forcing the screen to work because it's annoying me. Okay. There we go. Now we're better. All right. So the very first one is to enhance that spark, is to identify limiting beliefs. And this is a big one, my friends, okay? What I mean by this is a very common spark dimmers, let's call it, are things like fear, doubt, procrastination, and competition or comparison, right? Competition, comparison, very similar in that. Because it's like, how many of us gotten really excited about a project idea or something, and then we go look at what other people are doing, and then we go, oh, maybe not. Maybe I'll do it later. If they've already done it, why do I need to do it? Okay. Competition, no bueno. And remember, the true definition of competition is when you compare yourself to another and find yourself better or lacking. Okay, get out of my head. Never. But true competition is comparing yourself to another and find yourself better or lacking. Because most people think competition is only, I think I'm better than you, or I'm trying to be better than you. But competition is actually comparing yourself to another, find yourself better or lacking. I know none of us have ever done that, where we compared ourselves to another and found ourselves less. We've never done that, compared ourselves to another, found ourselves less, and then let our spark dim, right? No, never. It's just you, Donnielle. Okay, good. Glad to hear that. I wish it was just me. Okay, so the first one, identify limiting belief. Pinpoint one belief holding you back and reframe it. Okay. What do I mean by reframe? It's a very popular word of take that limitation, take that judgment and reframe it. Plain speak, look at the bullshit in it, right? Look at the lies in it. You can't actually compare yourself to another. You're so unique. Each one of us is so unique that you cannot compare yourself to another. Is that like that old adage, trying to compare apples and oranges? You can't, right? Well, you can't compare each person. Each person is so dynamically unique. And then fear. Fear is an interesting one. And, use whatever tool works for you. There's so many tools. I know a lot of people on here like the Access Clearance Statement, but you could do meditation. You could do a walk in the woods. You can do, sage, that's the point of view, right? You guys heard it's like, turn the molecules, shake that shit. And I've been saying jokingly, but not jokingly, shake that shit for years. But there's so much to that somatic healing of like actually moving your body and allowing things to dissipate. Okay. Yes, and fear can be excitement, right? A lot of people have misapplied fear as an excitement, and forgive me, I can't remember if it was a telecall or a podcast I did recently or a private session or a YouTube video. Sometimes it all blends. But I was talking about energies that we have misidentified as kids. Because the YouTube video I did is this whole one about how I discovered I was shy for so long. But then what had been projected at me is because I was quiet and observing that I was shy. So I had misidentified that energy of, because, well, they said, oh, she's so cute, she's so quiet and shy. I'm like, okay. And I was just being observant. So if I can't remember if it's a podcast, I'll look it up if it is. But so sometimes fear can be excitement and misidentification, but not 100% of the time. Because why I'm saying is delve into this is like, if you have fear of something, what's truly going on? And what's interesting is sometimes it's the fear of the path, and sometimes it's fear of the outcome, even if it's a quote unquote positive outcome. Okay. You can just be as afraid of success as you can of failure, but also please look at the path. It's really interesting the number of people I've worked with where they're like, I'm great with the outcome, but I'm scared to death to get there, right? They don't think they have it within them or anything like that to actually do the steps. So really look at, what are you afraid of? What is that fear? If it is fear, right? Where does that fear come from? Another common one is doubt. What is making you doubt? Where is that core insidious, malicious belief that is making you doubt yourself? Okay. So just really look at it, be present with it, but see the lies in it. Because as I'll say again, you are always enough. You have enough. Anything you desire to choose and be, you can absolutely desire to choose and be. Okay. So does that make sense? So number one, identify limiting beliefs and reframe them. Or, like I say, see the lies and the bullshit in them. Does that make sense? Because I have yet to see one of these quote unquote limiting beliefs as true. I have never worked with anybody. And I'm like, oh, you should be afraid of that. You're right. Oh, you were right to doubt yourself because you're a piece of crap. Yeah, I get that. I have never seen any of these fears, doubts, limiting beliefs actually be true. They're a lie we bought somewhere along the way. And the key to this, my friends, is being present where the energy is. Because, like I said, a lot of people, like with the doubt or the fear, they go straight to the outcome. Sometimes it's the path. Because has anybody else ever hesitated to ask for help? You don't have to raise your hand, but yeah. How many of us would love the outcome, but we fear getting the help because it's some sort of admission, right? You know, I'm a coach by trade, and the number of times people have said, I really wanted to work with you, but I didn't want to admit to myself how messed up I was to work with you. I'm like, what are you talking about? And so somewhere it's like, if we ask for help, we have to admit a failing. No. Asking for help is one of the greatest strengths. Asking for help is one of the greatest possibilities out there. Because all of us some days need help. Okay. Whatever you want to call it, a contribution, leg up, maybe a slap in the face to wake you up, whatever it is, right? We all need that some days. So when you're looking at these fears and beliefs, disbeliefs, see the lies in it, but be present with the energy of where it is exactly. Okay. All right. Next, my favorite. This is my favorite because remember, what we're doing today is we're looking at the places where our spark may have dimmed and really helping us get back to that roaring fire that we are. You know, that when we walk into a room, people are like, well, hello, who are you? And you're like, I am me. You want to know more about me? Cool. Thanks. I'm amazing. And tell me more about you because you're amazing too, right? Excuse me. So we go back to one of my favorite energies, gratitude. I love gratitude. But what's interesting is more often than not, we miss being grateful for ourselves. Because we're that dumb sometimes? Well, no, we're not dumb, but we have been misled. We've been misled to always look out. You can be grateful for other things, but if you're grateful for yourself, then you're narcissistic. Then you are selfish. then you are all this kind of stuff. And it's like, no, no, no. You have to have gratitude for self before you can have gratitude for another. Okay. So this next thing to help ignite your spark, cultivate gratitude for yourself. Okay. For yourself. Let me say that again. Gratitude for yourself. And if I haven't said it before, please make sure you cultivate gratitude for yourself. Just in case no one heard me on that one. And I'm going to challenge you on this. Write a list. At least 3 things. 3 to 5 things of what you should be grateful for yourself. Okay? Yay! Chrissy says I taught you that one for sure, and I think she thanked herself in her book, which she did. If you guys haven't checked out her book, it's awesome. CEO Without Apology. Talk about, like, I love it. It's like, no apologies, no feeling sorry. I'm in charge of my life and my business. But write it down, 3 to 5 things. I write most of the stuff on a little thing on my phone because my phone's always with me. So it's easy to check on my little notes or whatnot. But write 3 to 5 things that you should be grateful for yourself. And it's going to be interesting how much of this is a challenge for some of you guys. Okay? Because, like I said, we've not been taught to be grateful for ourselves, only taught to be grateful for others. And so can we dispel with all the lies that if you're grateful for yourself, you're selfish or you're narcissistic? That word has been bandied around a lot. And I actually had a friend the other day. They were saying, oh, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, and I was amazing, I did this. Literally, I was like, yeah, go, go, go. And then they stopped and went, oh, crap, am I being narcissistic? I'm like, no, you are not being narcissistic. If you can be with a friend and celebrate your accomplishments, that's fantastic, as you should, okay? So the second one is to cultivate gratitude for yourself and write it down, okay? Write it down. If you guys have any comments or questions about these as we go, if they don't make sense, please let me know. This is interactive, not just with the voices in my head. I mean, you guys are already voices in my head. You know this. And sometimes I like to hear the voices too or see the words. So, just, if you have any questions, let me know. All right. And here's the next one for on top of this gratitude is celebrate each win. And this is another thing that really kind of irritated me in my research is some places said, celebrate small wins or celebrate large wins. I'm like, that's not even a judgment. It's like a small win. I got out of bed. That's a huge win sometimes, right? What if you didn't look at it as huge or small and just be like, that was a win. That was good. That was awesome. I had fun with that. I accomplished that. I took that task. I got dressed. That's fantastic. I smiled when I didn't want to. That's fantastic. Celebrate each win, no matter what it is. Each accomplishment, each task, each smile. Celebrate each one, okay? This goes a long way to keeping your flame shining brightly because it's just, enthusiasm for yourself, which is what this is, a lot of this is about. Enthusiasm for yourself is not just for those special moments. It's not for like that silver flatware and candlesticks I have on the shelf that I never use. Enthusiasm for yourself should be every day. And so that's why would you wait to celebrate what you think are the big wins? That's just putting yourself in the future. That's more in that realm of potential or staving off, right? But if you can be like today, be like, I'm awesome, I'm doing this, look what I did today. What if okay. So as this is evolving, what if you every day at the end of the day celebrate each win? What if at the end of the day you do a review and you go, today I accomplished this, today I did this, today I did this, today I did this. What kind of energy would that be to send you to bed with? How many of us list what we didn't do as we go to bed? How would the energy change? How would your sleep change? How would your body feel better if at the end of the day you listed what you did instead of what you didn't do? What you accomplished, what you won, and what you can celebrate. You got out of bed this morning. Exactly. And now I'm back in it. Right? Okay, so I'm gonna change that one a little bit and challenge you guys. It's like celebrate every day something. So not just a win, but it's like every day celebrate you in some way. Okay. At the end of the day, before you go to sleep, celebrate you. I'm curious to see how that shifts and changes things. Let me know. Practice self-compassion. Please don't go, yeah, I know that one. No, really. Practice self-compassion. How many of you are nicer to your pets or your friends or your family than you are to yourself? And I don't mean just outwardly. I mean those internal thoughts that we're not talking about, right? It's like, and it's so easy to slide into this. And I found I had to stop myself with it today. This morning, like 3 things went wrong in a row. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? Nothing. And I stopped myself and I went, whoa, look how easy it is to slide into that stuff. So when I talk about practicing self-compassion, it's not just like blowing smoke up your own butt, which, by the way, do you guys know where that phrase actually comes from? It's the weirdest thing, my really weird eclectic knowledge. Blowing smoke up somebody's ass, you guys have heard this in different ways, right? It is from, they used to think that like if somebody drowned, that if they blew smoke up their butt, it would revive them. They would get like those like air thing, like, the. You're welcome for that image. Have a good day. So yeah, that's why we say it's not blowing smoke up your ass. It actually works. Okay. So it's not just those moments. So when you're cultivating self-kindness, sorry, you guys know my head. If you don't, welcome to my head. Who thought that one up the first time? I don't know. There's a lot of weird shit in the past. I'm like, when was that a good idea? Anyways, so in this realm of cultivating self-compassion, it's really an invitation to not trigger yourself. Because at this point, whether you acknowledge it or not, who knows you better than you? Which is, yay, but also, oh crap, I know where my tender spots are. I know where I can judge myself. I know where to push the buttons to make me feel like crap. So cultivating self-compassion is more than just like giving yourself massages, which I'm all for. But it's also about changing that internal thought and voices to where you're not constantly judging yourself, where you're not telling yourself how bad you are or that you did something wrong. Okay. It's really about shifting that mindset, cultivating that self-compassion. Okay. Does that make sense? So it's not just the physical, like taking care of your body. It's changing that mindset, being aware of that. Like I said, this morning, I'm like, what is wrong with me? I'm like, whoa, red flag. I don't know where that thought came from, but they can have it back because it's not mine. Okay. That makes sense? Yay! Change that internal thing. Okay. And then another one is, I know some days, the days can seem a lot. Anybody ever wake up in the morning and go, oh, I wonder if I can make it all the way through the day until I get back into bed? We've all had those days, right? Well, what if you change your task list? In kind of in combination with celebrate you every day. Do the one thing you want to get done today, just one, and make it a real thing. Don't be like, I'm going to organize my entire house. That's setting yourself up for failure, my friends. But just set one task, like, you know what? I'm going to read one page of my book. Cool. I get other, we may have to go to work and all that kind of stuff. But the number of things I've seen people set themselves up for failure, it's like just set one target, one achievable target. Everything else is gravy. And I'm not even kidding about read one page of your book. If you're trying to read a book, read one page. If you're trying to watch a video that's 30 minutes long, watch 5 minutes. Give yourself something achievable, because here's the thing. Those small wins, I guess you could say, or small steps, whatever you want to call it. Psychology calls it a lot of stuff. It sends out that serotonin. It sends out those dopamines. It sends out those relaxations. And then you know what happens? You feel better. And then you know what happens after that? You actually have more of a spark and maybe are willing to do more. Maybe that's enough for the day. Great, absolutely. But taking those small steps, making it a small, achievable step and doing it, even if the small step seems laughable, it really works in a very weird way. Like, I'm going to combine it with one of the next thing I'm going to talk about is the 2-minute rule. I use 12 minutes because my head's weird. But it's like anything I don't want to do, I'm like, I can do it for 12 minutes. I will literally set a timer on my phone for 12 minutes and do it. And then at the end of 12 minutes, I've done it, task, woo, done. And then I have choice. Do I want to do another 12 minutes or am I done? So combining those two together. So it's like, you've heard of it called like the 2-minute rule. Pick whatever amount of minutes works for you. Okay. My morning alarm clocks are also like 7:02 and 8:04. Setting an alarm for the top of the hour just seems boring. But do not underestimate the flush of happy chemicals and hormones that go through your body if you're like, I am going to read this book or watch this video or write in this or actually go here for 12 minutes and then just be done. It's amazing the sense of accomplishment that creates. And that allows you to just feel better, because that's what all of this is about. Part of that igniting your spark and keeping it lit is about you just feeling better. Okay. So does that make sense? It seems silly, but don't underestimate this 2-minute rule and setting yourself one achievable task and then doing it in that day. The flush is amazing. The flush of hormones is amazing. Okay. We all want those happy dopamine hits. This is the way to do it. Okay. My niece said she wrote a book because she was seeking that dopamine hit, because during COVID, she played a game called Animal Crossing on Nintendo Switch, and she was able to decorate her whole island. And then after it was done, she's like, I was searching for another dopamine hit, so I wrote a book. Like, sure, I wrote 1 page. I got a dopamine hit. Glad you could write a whole book. Awesome. Okay, but it is. So it's like, please don't underestimate that. Don't underestimate those possibilities. Okay. All right. And this may be my favorite. This may be my favorite one. When I first wrote it down, like, because I sit there. I sit there. Yeah. Instead of creating a to-do list, create a stop doing list. Number 1, judging myself. If you want to get specific, you can say judging myself about procrastination or judging myself about judging myself or whatever, right? But create a stop doing list. I find it really, really fascinating, right? So when I start, because, I'll do this before and then do it a lot of them before as well, just to get does this actually work? The energy of it. And so my stop doing list is, how to say this succinctly. It's longer on my list, but to say succinctly, is I have this tendency, like when the energy shifts, I'll go to my phone. Right? As the energy is shifting between projects or awarenesses or whatever, I'm like, I'll go to my phone and start playing a game. And then like 20 minutes later, I'm still playing the game. So on my stop doing list is instead of going to my phone to transition that energy, I'm going to stop and be present. I'm like, oh, okay. Stop using my phone as a hiding source, right? So I guess that's the succinct way of saying what my stop doing list is. Stop using my phone as a hiding source. Okay. So I'm more present with the energies that of whatever's going on. So I kind of like that. Create a stop doing list. Does that make sense? Are you guys starting to get an idea of what you could put on your stop doing list? I'm not going to ask you. Don't worry. Just say, does it make sense though of like a stop doing list? Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts. So I know. Yeah. That one's kind of fun. It makes me kind of chuckle. I'm like, yeah. And these are not to get you to judge you. In case I haven't said this in this show yet, class, call, Zoom, none of this stuff is ever to get you to judge you. If you ever find yourself judging yourself with any of these suggestions, clear it. Pod pocket, sage it, dance it out, turn the molecules, whatever it is that works for you. Okay. Pick a tool, use it. Exactly. Take that. All right. Yeah. It's never about judging you. It's only about getting you to be present with the energies so that you can actually have the entire spark available to you. This next one is one that I'm going to say I'm really good at it, but I'm going to suggest you guys get better at it than me. Is basically take action before you're quote unquote ready. What this means is stop waiting for stuff, stop waiting for the time to be perfect, and just start taking action. I'm really good at waiting till it's perfect to publish, to make the video, to do the class, to do the landing page. Guess what? Shit doesn't get done then. Okay? So don't be really good at it like me. Be horrible at it. You're like, no, I'm so horrible at waiting for things to be perfect because I just do things. Awesome. Because you know what then? If you're doing it, it's perfect. Because if we wait for perfect, we're also throwing away the possibility of the evolution of it, right? Because everything involves including us. How many of us are actually waiting for us to be perfect before we'll let the world see us? And I don't mean that you have to be in doing classes or in public social media or whatever, insane like me. But it's like, how many of us are waiting in our own cocoons before we choose to step out? What if the perfectionism is just in the evolution of self? Okay. So the next one to keep that spark shining bright is don't wait for it to be perfect before taking the action. Just take the action. Because here's the thing, you guys, if you really look at it, if you look at the energetics of it, the second you make a choice, the second you take an action, it sets a future in place. But if you're waiting for it to be perfect, hold on, let me say that again. I skipped a couple words. Every time you make a choice or take an action, it sends ripples and frequencies out into the universe, and it creates new awarenesses, new possibilities, new futures. But if you never take that step or action, you don't get that reveal from the universe of the new information, the new step, or anything like that. So when waiting for it to be perfect before taking an action or making a choice, you are literally cutting off yourself from the awareness of what it could be. I know that's a really weird concept to start looking at, but it's like waiting for it to be perfect you actually cut yourself off from the ability to have it show up at all. You cut off your ability to receive the information of what's required to have it or even something greater. Okay. Clear as mud, as my mom used to say. Cool. This is why I do recordings. Okay. But we're going to chunk along because time isn't real and we only have a little bit of time. Move your body daily. I don't mean exercise, but your body is made to move. I have one client who lately has just been stretching, and it's changed her day. Okay. It's changed her outlook. It's changed her spark. There is such a correlation between you and your body that the more solid your body is, the more uncomfortable you, the infinite being, can be. So when you're willing to move your body all the day, not only is it all those somatic things of like moving your body moves the energy, absolutely, but moving your body moves the energy. And it can so help you in your day and to keep you going. I know it, but you're like, but I have to focus, I have to get this done. Yeah. Take 3 minutes and stretch. Take 3 minutes, do some neck. Do some neck circles, or like move your arms, or just step up or stand up and have a 1-minute dance party at your desk. That is one thing that ignites your spark and keeps it going faster than anything I have ever seen. Okay, so please don't discount moving your body. And I am just as guilty on this one. It's like, no, I must do this. P.S. This on the computer may be moving your fingers, but it is not moving your body. Just to let you know. You can hear some of your heads. You're like, but I move my fingers 24/7. I get it. And move your body. Okay? Your whole body likes to move. In a 1-minute dance party, anybody can find 1 minute in a day to do a little dance party. The next one. Educate yourself. Meaning, find a new hobby. Learn something new. Take 5 minutes, watch something weird on YouTube. Okay? Your body needs and requires new stimuli. Your universe needs new stimuli. Your life needs new stimuli. One of the ways to dim your spark the most is to get bored. And how many of us get bored when we're continually doing the same thing all the time? Okay, we get bored, and then we wonder why we're just like, nothing seems very bright in the world. Well, what did you do? Same thing as yesterday. Did you like it yesterday? No. Okay. But no, your universe, your world, your body, your life needs new stimuli. It helps. It has so many things. I know I did a podcast on this, so I will put that link in there. But your world needs new stimuli. And so the basis of that is we get comfortable in our everyday boring. And then we are told to shove off anything that's new. But guess what? Any change, anything like that is new. And so if we're throwing away and pushing off things that are new, we won't allow ourselves to even make the changes that we're asking for. So when you increase the new stimuli into your life, like watch a 5-minute video on flat earthers, or pick a topic in science, or pick a topic in psychology, or pick a topic in about coloring. I watched a video on people coloring the other day. I'm like, what is this? There's a whole subculture of people watching each other color. I had no idea. Yeah. Okay. There's some strange stuff in this world. I'm like, and conspiracy theory, me, I'm like, is that code for something? Or do they actually just sit there and color together? And as far as I can tell, they actually just sit there and color together, which I find fascinating. So, but you can see, like, look at my energy. You're all aware. As I was watching these people color, what was it doing, or discovering them? What was it doing to my universe? It was opening up new pathways. It was opening up new channels of energy, new awarenesses. Does that mean I'm going to sit there and cold color? No, I don't want to do coloring. But I got new input, new stimuli. And what does that do? It stimulates your whole life. It stimulates possibilities. It stimulates growth. So yeah, me watching some weird 5-minute video about people sitting there coloring with each other grew my life. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. Find a new stimuli, learn something new, read something, learn a new skill, discover something else in the unique world that we are. And if any of you are listening, and like I said, I know most of you are on the replay, if you're one of those people who color, let me know what it is that you so enjoy, because I'm very curious about that. Actually, I do color now that I think about it. I don't physically color, but I do coloring game on my phone. Basically, it's like color the pixel. I could do that. But give me a pen and a paper, and I'm like scattered. All right, so, but look at that. Even though I just watched this 5-minute video, it helped my universe grow. And that keeps that spark alive. It can be a satisfaction thing, absolutely, absolutely. All right, next, which kind of ties into this next one, is step outside of your comfort zone. How many of us know exactly what the day is going to be like? Or pretty much, right? Even if it's a shitty day. How many of us are go, it's a shitty day and I know it's going to be, but I know it, right? Just like I said on the last one, that our universe requires new stimuli to keep that spark growing and flaming up, is learn, step outside of your comfort zone. Step outside of your comfort zone, even if it's something, sounds silly, but even if it's taking a new path to work. If you drive to work and you go left, go right. The last time I did this, it was really interesting, and I accidentally did it. I was going down to St. George, which is about a 3-hour drive from here, 3.5-hour drive from here. And I know the way. I've driven it hundreds of times. Not even kidding. And so I put in the GPS, because as long as the GPS is going, it tells me if there's accidents ahead or whatever, right? So even though I knew the way, I turned on the GPS. And as I was about to get on the road, I noticed that the GPS was telling me to go a completely different way. I panicked a little bit. I'm like, but I know the way. Why is it telling me to go a different way? What's going on? No, well, will it take longer? Will I get lost? What if there's an accident? I know where the gas stations are on this other road, but in this road I don't know where the gas station. Right? It was last year. I'm like, wait a minute. What if I actually acknowledge the adventure of all of this? And it turned out there was a big accident on the main freeways, right? So I was on the highway. I had so much fun. I got to drive fast. I got to pass people. It was a lot of fun. I saw some beautiful countryside I hadn't seen. And you know what? It lit me up. It inspired me in a way that I hadn't had in a while, and that I wouldn't have gotten if I had taken that same path down the freeway that I'm so used to. So step out of your comfort zone. Even if it's just taking a new path to work, it's amazing how that lights you up and inspires you. Okay? So step out of your comfort zone. I know you do. She says, I love driving country roads I've never been on. I saw some beautiful countryside. I'm like, I didn't know this was in Utah. This is gorgeous, right? Because I had always just gone down I-15. New stuff, baby. And then the last one, a little controversial, and I don't have a lot of time to talk about it, but it's, for lack of a better word, visualize the full you, the fun, like happy life. Well, one caveat with this, if you see the life you'd like to have, if you can picture it, but you don't believe it, don't do it. Don't do that exercise. Because I don't want you to reinforce that you don't have that. Because in this, I'm actually asking you to connect with the quantum realm, the quantum field, oneness, consciousness, and manifest, actualize that future. And so if you can see that future and feel it and not doubt it, hot damn, do it. But if you can't visualize it, if you can't see it and feel it, go back to the start of the list. What are some of the fears? What are some of the doubts? What's actually going on with this? Okay. Please don't sit there in that and going, oh, that would be nice, but I don't have it. Because then you're just reinforcing. And I would never want to ever suggest anything that would stop you. I only want to suggest things to launch you into whatever it is you desire. So that's my caveat with that, is if you can perceive the future in that life and visualize it and feel it and let it infuse every molecule of your universe, that tells you that you're actually connecting with the oneness and consciousness to create it. But if you're sitting there going, it's never going to happen, or you have tightness, or you have doubt or fear or anxiety, cool. Look at that. What is causing this fear, this doubt, this anxiety? Like I said, go back to the list, okay? So please be aware of that. That's always my caveat with this. I've really been getting into this whole visualization, tapping into the oneness and consciousness, but that's my caveat. This is not fake it till you make it. It's clear it until you feel it. TM. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, clear it until you feel it. Because then when you can feel it and let it infuse every molecule of your universe, you know you are tapping into the oneness and consciousness and co-creating with them to bring that to a reality. Okay? That's my little caveat on that. And if you guys want me, just a thought, if you guys want me to do a whole class on that, let me know. It might be a fun little activity to walk people through. Let me know. I'll do a one-off call on that or something. Okay, so like I said, I will put a PDF out with the replay because there's a lot of tips, a lot of actionable. Hopefully you guys were thinking and pondering of the question of which is one of these I can implement in the next 24 hours. Whether it's like celebrate you at the end of the day, everything you accomplished, or put at least one thing on your don't do list instead of to do, the don't do list, or a number of things, okay? Thank you, Gloria. Thank you. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love doing this kind of stuff. Oh, good. Really inspiring. Good. I love doing this kind of stuff because I love experiences, but I love action things more. I love being able to take action on things to actually create the life that we desire, okay? And so I will say again, you're not broken. There's nothing missing. This is only about allowing you to enjoy every day of your life and not judge yourself. Let's see, what do I have coming up? You can still join Turning the Molecules Quantum Activation. It is, holy crap, we did the first one on Earth yesterday. I was stunned. I was stunned at the stuff that came out. So you can still join that if you want. If you don't do the free body bit chat, please do the free body bit chat. It's a daily free email of a tidbit of information from your body. And then in September, I'm going to do a weekend body intensive kind of thing. So it's going to be like 4 hours on Saturday and Sunday, and we're going to go through a lot of stuff about bodies. I'm really excited about that. So I know I promised that in like July, but it ended up in September. As it does. Okay. Yeah, and I have a lot of new stuff coming up. Oh, and I'm really delving into my new YouTube channel, so I'm going to put the link in there. If you guys could join it and watch it, that would be infinite gratitude. Please, please, please. So that I can grow that and help get this information out to more people who are requiring it. So thank you. All right. Oh, thank you, Gloria. Yeah, I love Body Bit Chat. 5 days a week. Yeah, exactly. And I will forget what I wrote, and then I will read it every morning and go, oh, yeah, thanks. And the podcast, yes, thank you. And I do a podcast weekly as well, which is awesome. We've been doing that since January. There's a lot of good shows on there. Like I said, I'll throw a few in the replay because I think I'll have to remember which one was talking about, I don't know, some of the stuff I talked about. YouTube link. I will get that. I will put it all in the replay. So thank you for that, and please share. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me now or in the future for Ignite Your Spark. I'm so grateful that you guys shared this time with me and my birthday with me. It's always so fun to see your faces and perceive and feel your energy. It's such a gift to me. That is truly my gift every year, is each and every one of you. So thank you so much. Oh, and Christine put on for the podcast the link to the whole shebang of the podcast. So to check it out, it's called The Exploration of Wonder. Oh, and she put the YouTube. Oh, thank you, Christine. Everyone needs a Christine in their life. Who knows what they need before they do? All right. Thank you, my friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Fun. Have a fun, flowy, magical day. And I will talk to you all really soon. All right? I will put out the replay within the next 24 hours. All right. Thanks, everyone.